All right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. As you guys remember, our season did not end quite the way we wanted it to, but hey, we got awards for the end of the season, and Defensive Rookie of the Year going to fellow Bengal Howard Smart. What a season he did have for these Bengals. Nice to see him get in there. He looks to be the only player on the Bengals walking away with an award, but hey, an award is an award at the end of the day. Happy to see he got it. Zeke, best running back. That'll happen. Best for a wide receiver is Michael Gallup over there on the Broncos. Landry's still making noise. He's got to be getting up there in age by now, don't he? 81 overall, best wide receiver. What a pleasant surprise that probably was. Henry Ruggs. Speaking of guys, Beckham's still around town as well. Best offensive lineman, couldn't quite win that one either. Nowhere to be found. We got a bunch of average linemen. We're kind of happy with that, though, at the same time. Not really worried about the NFC. NFL's Myles Garrett over there in the Rams territory, as if they needed that. Baker Mayfield did win the MVP. Coach of the Year. Brissett was second. Mahomes third, but Coach of the Year went to Pat Shurmur for the 12-4 Giants. All right, Pattykins. Nice to see you make it back there. We have guys returning from injury, so that's always nice to see here. Be ready for the next season. Curtis Duvall. We did turn injuries off. We turned them off just before we started this episode because, a perfect example, Curtis Duvall. We lose our best players every single year, and I don't know. I feel like the injuries are a little too much for that reason. Like, I understand injuries happen, and I don't know if there's a slider we could have probably changed instead, but man, to go out there every single year to lose your three, four of your best players every single year is a little far-fetched. I think I'd like to see what happens if we go seasons out. I mean, everybody doesn't get injuries at least, so it's a balanced playing field from there. Players ready to negotiate. We have, Khalil Hudson. We could franchise tag him. He wants 3 years, $16.2 million. What happens if we franchise tag him? What's the price on that? He would have to get $11 million. I don't want to let Khalil go, but he might be better in free agency. But I don't think we have the money once we hit free agency. That's a big loss, though, to lose our middle linebacker, 29 years old. We could franchise tag him. That might be the guy, because we're still trying to win here. Travion Williams, the contract length is good, but that's it. So Travion wanted more. He's a 68 overall. We might look in free agency for a running back. Tight end, same story. Alex Redmond, I like. Negotiate last chance. I'm ready to start the. Maybe we didn't want to sign him for a reason, I guess. But Khalil Hudson, that's a tough one. Can we check out our salary stuff here real quick? Coach team. Is it coach or team? Coach team. Contract goals. That's maybe it's under team. Depth chart salaries. There we go. All right. So salaries. The cap is $231 million. Cap penalty 13.6. Where's the space? We have 32.3 million cap space. It's saying. Rookie reserve is 12.7, so I think we can franchise tag him. I think we have the room to franchise tag him. We have cut some salary here lately. I mean, Jake Fromm's still getting paid for 4 more years. Duvall, same story. Got some guys locked down for a while, so that is nice to see there. Who's under contract for just one last season? Well, these guys are under contract for no time. That's never good. But you look at, let's see here, Fant, 1 year, not a big deal. Griffin, same story. That's a younger guy. It's the older guy now, though, I believe. Ain't he? Yeah, he's 28. Willis, no. Davenport to 73. 82. So it looks like Massey will be the first guy that goes 82, and he's probably going to want paid. I still don't think we're going to go out there and pay a lineman. I don't think we need to. They want so much money, and they're not worth it when we can just trade for them and keep recycling them. So maybe we can look for a lineman. We don't have to do it this draft. We can do it in the next one where we try to get an 82, 84. But right now, Massey, he's on our team. He's a great player. We'll see what he wants at the end of the day. It's getting close to draft time. I think we're going to franchise tag Khalil, though, because it's just going to be too much to replace him. Let's see here. Yeah, Pratt's going to be behind him. We continue year in and year out to try to find a new middle linebacker, and we haven't done a good job. It's been tough to find. Wow, we have a lot of guys due for upgrades. I was surprised. Usually get to the end of the season, it's just the 58 overalls. Whole team's ready for it, though. Howard Smart and Michael Baker being him elite players. Gotta love seeing that on Smart. Who is behind him? Who is that? Oh, Sid. Okay, we're good here. Gardner is silver. Walter's got a superstar gold. I think we brought that up before. Duvall's still gold as well. Gadsden got a lot of good players on this team. And yeah, Wyatt's our other safety. I think it's not Hooker. Did we miss somebody? Somebody disappear here? Gadsden's there. We might have an injury, so I feel like we had one other free safety, wrong safety. Maybe we don't. But Chapman, Newton is a gold, baby. Speaking of upgrades, he's going to need to get some playing time in there. 74. So our outside linebacking is looking good. Polite, of course. How old is Johnson? Johnson is 26. That's in contract. I don't know what kind of money he's going to want. He's not a high, profile guy, though. So maybe he doesn't want a lot of money. And that's a guy we keep around 3 years a minute. Yeah, 3.3. I like that. So our middle linebacking core. or our linebacking core in general is not bad. The middle linebacker could use some work. It never hurts to pick up CBs either. I don't think. We'll see how much we got. Stuart Manning's 26. I think we just brought up these guys' contracts here previously. Did we not? We'll take a look though. Yeah, he's got plenty of years left. But again, no, it doesn't hurt to have depth. Doesn't hurt to groom these guys for the future. Tylan Wallace, he's got to be getting up there in age now. Yeah, 27, still an 87 overall. He didn't have the greatest of seasons last year, really. 2021, 464 yards. Wasn't very happy with that, to be honest. For an 87, maybe the scheme wasn't for him. We'll try to switch that up next year, try to help him out. He's got 3 years left, so he's good there. But again, you get that third guy in the wide receiver corps, then you can, get a guy like John Ross out the door. Not as big of, a salary cap liability. Then Malcolm Wall, young stud. He's going to be getting paid here pretty quickly, don't he? But we're going to have to pay him. We got to pay somebody. He's got 2 years left. He's going to be making big money. Got to make sure we have some cap space for him. As far as the offensive line's concerned, again, we're not concerned about that. If we had to pick guys up, we'll trade them. 80s across the board, solid. Wirfs is having a pretty solid number there. We'll see how Calcaterra is looking here real quick. Again, we don't really go after the tight ends in the draft. We did one time and failed, and he had a great season last year, by the way. 170, that's not the right season. I was looking at 2021 when I brought that up before. Whoops. 821 yards last season for Calcaterra. He did go out there, and he excelled very much in this offense. Let's take a look at Tylan Wallace somewhere. Can't believe look at 2021. I was used to it. I was just like, 2021 makes sense, right? 961, so it wasn't that bad, I guess. 960 wasn't terrible for him. That's better than I thought it was. For number one, he better do solid. So we'll take a look at, I guess, we might just play best on a board here. We really might. The defensive tackles are looking great. Howard Smart's going to be a stud. Gardner's getting older. That might be a guy we can look at. Defensive tackle. He's got XP to spend here. Got to make sure we get the scheme the way we want it before we upgrade him. He's 28. He's going to be, again, under contract for about, he's under contract for 3 more years. So we can live with that. Maybe next year we talk defensive tackle. It looks like everybody's ending around the same time here. I think middle linebacker is where we go. We got to look middle linebacker. We can look strong safety. And then, again, whatever the best available is out there on offense. Maybe we should have went out there and did some more work on our offense. Jake Fromm's still the superstar. All right, perfect. Maybe we should have looked for more wide receivers or tight ends. But, the offense did struggle this year. At the end of the day, as much as we love talking about it, there was a little bit of fumbling back there. Could have done better. Oh, well, we'll see how we can do here. We'll go ahead and, upgrade players. We ain't worried about players. We're going to negotiate again. We're going to franchise tag him, actually, before he comes to free agency. I think we can afford that. I know when I do this and I'll look at the salary, say we're 56,000 and $1.5 million over the salary cap here next week. But we'll click on it and see what happens. We're not really looking for anybody in free agency. Again, it costs us money doing that. And we don't really have a glaring hole right now. I mean, again, maybe we look at free agents. What kind of cap space we got? We have 8 mil. That's the most cap space we've ever had going in a free agency. But again, we got to remember we got guys to sign. Zach Ertz, baby. Yeah, that's who we need to sign. Carl Lawson, the ex-Bengal right there. 32 years young. Back out there on free agency. Let's take a look at Dak Prescott's out there. I don't care about him. Sorry, Dacky. Actually, I do care. I think we need to sign a backup quarterback. I don't know if we ever did get Drew Lock. But Trey Cromartie, not what we're looking for there. Fullbacks don't need. Wide receivers here. This is what we're kind of looking for. Donovan Peoples-Jones. He wants 4 years, $28 million a year. Oh, no, he doesn't. He wants 40. He wants $10 million a year. All right, that's a little bit too much for us right there. I'd love to get him, but we don't need him that badly. I'm looking for a depth guy that's a little bit better. Whitworth, a little bit better than John Ross, who actually played rather well last season on this team. So we don't need him. We don't really need a replacement terribly. Contract $9.2 million over 4 years. Oh, look at Malcolm Wall's contract. I love seeing that. Still in that friendly deal. We got to remember that. We got to keep him under deal here. So we have, how old is this guy? He's 27. Eric Whitworth, 80 overall. He wants $5 million a year. $5 million a year. What are we paying John Ross right now? That's what we'll have to take a question or look at here real quick. If this is a route we go down. We could also go down a lineman road if we have to as well. See what kind of linemen are out there. John Ross probably could have went the other way. See, he's a 75. He had a good season last year. He's getting older, though. But that was one of his best seasons, I feel like, from about 568. He made some big plays, I guess. We noticed him in there as a deep threat in multiple games. But he had about his average type year there. He's 3 more years, $5 million a year. Yeah, we're paying him $5 million a year. That's a lot. If we can release him, we'd have to eat that salary, though. So if we can sign a wide receiver and then trade away John Ross, even if it's for like a 7th round pick or something, because we're paying him the same amount anyway. They don't really give you it's more of a expense factor trying to negotiate before free agency a lot of the times, and we're seeing that right there. So we'll take a look at, let's take a look at linemen real quick. We'll take a look at linemen, left tackle, just see what's out there. 4 years, he wants $11 million a year. That's a lot. You want 3 years, 10 million a year. Ken Roberts. I mean, these aren't bad deals. Right now, we ain't too worried about it. I think left tackle or left guard. He won $6 million a year for 1 year, being 34 years old. That makes a lot of sense. Probably looking for a winning team there. $5 million a year there for Forbes. Wait, looking for that low of an overall. So yeah, we'll stick with the wide receiver game. Actually, you know what we should have stick with? It's too late now. We should have looked at middle linebackers. We just put that bid there on. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's any good ones out here. Best one's Vance Joseph or Voshan Joseph. I was gonna say we could have looked at middle linebackers in free agency, but that's not looking like the answer anyway. So yeah, we'll go back to the wide receivers. And we're looking at, I think we're looking at Whitworth here. We're talking a little over $5 million a year. Not much more than we're paying John Ross, and he's 27. Could be a big addition to this team here real quick. Take a look here. He's got cap space, cap room, cap hit, whatever. Projection, 3 years, he went to 18 mil. Michigan, that's Western Michigan. That's always a disappointing player. Archetypes, deep threat, slot, route runner, physical. So he's a deep threat guy, which we're going to put him in a slot. Might work out for us there if we do that. Look at that. Burners on this guy, though. We'll take a look at his stats. Am I not allowed to do that? Hello? No stats for this guy? Okay, there's probably a button I'm not pressing for this. Ratings, progression, history, I don't care about. Oh well, we're making the offer anyway. So he wants $6 million a year. This will be our one and only signing in free agency, which is good for me, I think. I like it. 183, 4 years. We'll send it. We'll send exactly the money he wants and see what he thinks about that. And he's very happy with that. 96 total points continuing on there. We'll see what he thinks. We sent him the dough. We'll see if he takes it. He's got that superstar potential. Go ahead. The first time making a signing in free agency in years. We've been over the cap in so many years. No cap space period. Nice to be able to go out there and improve. And hopefully the offense will help right now. Because at the end of the day, the offense did struggle last season. And it struggled a lot. I don't think it ever tells you contract reject. Ah! Player declined their offer. That was not nice. Is he still out there? We had 96 points. We look like a big fan over there. I guess he wasn't any of it. Let's see if he's still out here. He is not. He got paid big money by somebody. Callaway, though. He wants the same money, but see, he's 30 years old. I ain't into that. Matthew Jackson, 78. He wants, again, same money. That was our best deal there. Maybe we should have went a little bit bigger on him. So I guess we'll... Oh, hello. LaJarvis Landry, 34. Player of the year last year, really, right? I think he led the league in receiving. What does he want? 10 mil a year? I ain't falling for that, though. Not at a 78. I can't do it. So we'll stick with what we have there. Tight ends, again, help the tight end situation. Herndon's still out there, 31 years young. N.O. Benjamin, and that's it. We'll just eat the cap, I guess. That's, I mean, if we can make a trade for somebody in the draft for alignment or something, I would always bring up. At least we got the cap space for it. We'll go ahead and, what did we say we wanted to look at? Middle linebackers here. Hopefully. Every time we look at the middle linebackers in the draft, there's just not a lot there. We got quite a few scouted this time around. But usually not a lot. Pursuit looking decent. There's that a decent number? No, I don't know what I was thinking. That would be tackle. Hit power. I love seeing it. We'll give it to you anyway because he has a good combine score. Finally seen him combine scores come in. 7th round pick there. That's useless. That's it. Look at guys with a decent combine just to do it. There's a good one right there. B plus on a tackle. B plus on a pursuit. Decent player. 2nd round. Way down there. Undrafted. Glad we checked that one out. Alex Lacey. That'll be one to take a look at. Outside linebackers. Again, not something we need to worry about, but I like playing the combine score game. I like seeing guys that stick out later in the draft. See if we can't find somebody with a decent score there. 5.6, 5.8 is looking like the best one here. Tackle, hit power, nothing special. Get the right outside linebackers again, just in case. Not seeing a lot there either. No, I ain't feeling it. CBs, we talked about depth. If we wanted it, we could get it. We got a lot of CBs scouted as is already, though. But we'll take a look here. See if there's any gems later in the draft that we may have passed up on. Not looking like it. A bunch of average Joes down here. So we'll stay away from those. Free safeties. Free safeties, we need a scout. We can move our safeties somewhere else if we have to. That is decent. 4th round draft pick. I don't know if that's decent enough. We'll look around at Ricky Patterson. I don't like what I'm seeing there. Probably about out of scouting points. Army free safety, 6'4". He's got a better scouting combine score, but not good enough. 1 point. We'll just unlock it. Just unlock it, right? Yeah. 4th round picks, though. Decent. Decent, but there's plenty of guys to look forward to besides that. Strong safeties. How many points we got left? 16. We are running out of scouting points. At least it's cheaper. We probably shouldn't have did that. Now I look at it, we can't afford the extra bump here. Pursuit. Decent Deshaun Cock. I love it. That's actually a correct. That's a C. There's no C-O-C-K in that at all. Oh, well. All right. We're good to go here. Contract. I don't want to hear it, Whitworth. I don't like that you rejected us. Not a big fan of it. Hopefully we get another week of scouting before the draft. If that is, we'll take care of it, and we will jump into the draft. All right, here we go. Ready to go. Starting the draft free agency recap. We are not worried about. We brought it up. Probably the best we can find in the draft here. Start drafting. Yes, we are picking third in the draft. Was that a draft pick trade? Third in the draft. Who did we pick up in the? I forget who we traded for to pick up a third overall pick. But bang! What team was that sucked it up that badly this year? Now we got a third overall pick, and I need to take a look at these standings here real quick. I know we traded away a player for a first, but I don't think I expected anybody close to the third overall pick here. Who in the heck was that bad this season that we sent a player to? It was the Rams. The Rams went 6-10. They didn't even have a bad season. That was just luck of the draw there. 6-10. We sent a player out to the Rams, and they had the third overall pick, even though it was like 4 teams at 6-10. That's wild. Lucky for us, we'll take it. Big names on the board, I guess. We got the draft paused. We can go ahead and take a look, I guess. View the draft board, see what's best out here. Maybe there's a first overall pick we're into. The left end, again, we don't necessarily need the middle linebacker. Ashton Flowers, baby. That's who we're looking at. That's who we need. And that might be who one of these teams take. That is the man. Do we really consider it? If it isn't Ashton Flower, Elliot Hoyt. No, that's not who we're looking at. Sorry, Hoyt. If it isn't Flowers, we'll take a look at these numbers real quick. First in the prod jump, first in the bench, tackle pursuit, and oh, the hit power's in there. You gotta love when they throw hit power in there, actually. So besides that, good numbers, good combine score, run stopper. I mean, we've been running more of a run stopper friendly defense here lately, so we could make that work for him. Again, a CB if we had to. There's a lot to choose from here at 3. You just don't want to make a mistake. 6.7 on his combine, 6.9. There's a lot of guys too. Lindsey Alexander out of Vanderbilt. Take a look at him. Power, hit power, and awareness. I don't like those numbers as well. The be on the awareness concerns me in the fact that they had to throw hit power in there. Hit power, pursuit, and tackle. Again, another combine score. That's good there by Derek Norwood. I like the field general guy though better, just because of the fact that you can go out there and you consider he's gonna have a lot more, should we say, fielding ability, or he can play on the offense on the run and the pass game, which is always great to have out of your middle linebacker there. So I ain't completely against having him. Maybe we'll just go up a couple picks and let these guys have at it. There is not a lot of quarterbacks in this draft, so thankfully we got one of those, because there's just not a lot laying around. Defensive tackle up early in the draft there. Jimmy Demps looking solid. B+, B, and B. I like the number. Look at that combine score. Fastest guy in the draft, just killing it over there for the CBs. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and let these guys take their pick. We'll see what they want to do here. I'm not that concerned about it. Why am I? Okay, resume draft. All right, no, I just want to skip ahead in the draft. So go ahead and advance the next pick. We'll see who these guys take. Number 1, there it is, Ashton Flowers, 76 overall. You knew it. You knew it. We wanted a middle linebacker. They're like, we'll take it. Don't worry about it, fellas. Now the question is, will the Dolphins do it? If the Dolphins do it, I will be completely heartbroken. That is literally all I can say about that. And they took Kent Berry, 77 left end. Decent. So it's our pick here. Make your selection to pick a player. Do we even need to pick this earlier? I don't know what we could get for this middle or third overall pick from a team. What would teams be willing to wheel and deal? Something we don't consider a lot, but we're ready to win right now. I mean, we want to continue the build if we can, but winning right now, top of the bucket list as well. All right, I think we have to. I look around at trading players away, but I think we have to look middle linebacker. I think we have to say it's going to be a heartbreaker if the guy's a bust, but we do have Khalil Hudson under contract for 1 year. He doesn't want to play for us. We need cap space. If we can get an 80 overall middle linebacker and make sure we have that cap space down the road, maybe that's the way we go here. We're looking at the field general. That is who I think I like better here. The A- on the tackle, A- on the pursuit. Decent numbers there. Again, I feel like they throw the filler and the hit power in there just about every single draft. But you look at the tackle, you look at the pursuit, great numbers there. Play recognition's not really seen, but that could be solid. And then same story here, hit power, awareness, tackle. Which one had the better combine? I'm pretty sure they're about both average there. So not terrible, not blowing the team out of water. This guy actually had a better combine score, but he had to be on the awareness, and that concerns me. That's a filler. There's the third stat's a B. It's not a B+, it's not an A-. Compared to this guy, you don't really know. It's kind of a mystery box there per se. Carl Stanton, also a great looking player here as well. We don't need a CB. We need to talk filling that gap right now. And man, does it make me nervous though, picking a player this early in the draft and it being a middle linebacker, because what if it doesn't turn out? Here we go though. We're going to take that chance, I guess. So we passed him back up. A little bit nervous. We have 2 picks in this draft, at least in the first round. It wasn't Lindsey, right? It was this guy, right? It was Derek Norwood out of Florida State. Power 5 conference. Should have been a good player. 235, a little bit on the hefty side. Again, if there's anything that concerns me, it is indeed these combine scores. He doesn't have the greatest broad jump, but I mean, come on. 6.7. Don't do this to us, Derek Norwood. Here we go, baby. I'm a little nervous. 78. Ah! Why? Why are you gonna do the normal rate? Come on, Derek. Why is he getting... Ah, man, normal rate. Hopefully we can get him an upgrade, I guess. Still, he's a 78. He's a 78. He is... How old? Not old or too old. Man, that was what I was afraid of. That was what I was afraid of. You got to be happy with this, you know, the 78. But the fact that you take the 78 and he has bad growth. No hidden growth. He can always grow, though, as we did bring it up. Let's see what we have here left. Again, we don't really need to have a safety. We do have Syed, but he's a free safety, and we need a strong safety, right? Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'd like to keep Syed there if we could. The left end, B+ on a tackle, B+ on a hit power. Oh, yeah, you got to throw the hit power in there, because why not, right? It was the combine score. Never go against the combine score, though. Left outside linebacker, Jason Shaw looks like a decent pick out there as well. B+, A- on a finesse. Again, we don't need the outside linebackers right now, though. Wide receiver Dudley Keys, you can catch in traffic, but they don't really like him. A 3rd round pick here. We could look for a wide receiver right now if we had to. I mean, that's an option. All right, so there really isn't a lot out here. There is not. I'd like to hear the thoughts on this. Should we trade away the pick? Is that a smart thing to do here in this case for us? Trade it away for a couple of future picks? I mean, I'm looking at Jason Shaw. If there's one spot I think we can find is an outside linebacker spot that we can continue to progress there. I think our current outside linebacker is like an 80 bronze on progression. And we just talked about the middle linebacker again. We're going to be struggling there. So if we can get some tough outside linebackers, that would be fantastic. I wanted to look something here. Trade pick away. That's what it was. The review offers here and see. I'm assuming there's not a lot. If there's 2 firsts in here somewhere, maybe. But I'm imagining there's not. A second, a third, a second, a third, a second, a third. Now, I'm not going to give up a first and not get any first back. I can tell you that much. Yeah, so we'll just stick with it. We'll take... I'm thinking it's Jason Shaw, right? Now, we can, you know, left outside, right outside. They can play either side. Jason Shaw seems like a good option here. Good on the cone, good on the shuttle. Decent. The bench press is kind of bleh. He's not the strongest of players is what that's telling me there, but it's still not terrible. Good numbers in the vertical, and he's a speed rusher. Again, not the archetype we usually go after, but it could, you know, we can make it work. He's a young guy. We don't know what we're going to be in 2 or 3 years down the road when he's probably going to be a good player. Finesse awareness. I like it. Let's do it, baby. Hit me with it. 77. Perfect. Bronze. Perfect. Love it. Don't want to talk about it. All right. Skipping ahead in the draft. Let's do it. Next user pick. Let's get this out of the way. We are getting no fancy players this time around. Second pick in 12 or 2 for 12. This is the time where we can start looking, you know, depth players, wide receiver, or, you know, CB is not necessarily needed, but it's an option. Right tackle. I wish you could filter by, you know, the actual draft thing here on the side. That'd be nice if you could do that. Von Garrett, A- on a hit power. You gotta love seeing that in there. But well, yeah, we'll stay here. Right tackle, I mean, impact, lead, and run. I don't like that near as well as I seen the earlier left tackle. I mean, if we can find a tackle that's still left around. This guy's still left around, but we don't have him scouted because, you know, we didn't really think we cared about the left tackles and such, which we really don't, but we could have considered it there. Other than that, again, I want to make sure we're looking for guys that are going to be Kirby Garland. Decent, B-, not decent enough. I don't like to see on the man coverage there. Nelson Manning still out there, a hybrid. Pursuit, awareness, hit power. Decent numbers. Great combine score. Again, you got to throw that hit power in there, though. All right, so we've been doing a lot of thinking between trading away this pick again and, you know, picking a player. I think we're going to go with the wide receiver, Chris Cardona, out of UCF, which is still concerning me quite a bit. The thing I was thinking, if we can move the second for 2/3, I would do that, but it was hard to find. Couldn't really find a trade that where somebody just want to do 2/3. Now, maybe we do on a 7th. That would work. Because if we get 2/3, then we can start talking about maybe picking up, you know, a halfback and possibly taking that chance on Ben Holland in the 3rd. If we can get Ben Holland, then I think that'd be great. But I'm concerned with him in his, you know, the department of, he's a physical guy. His combine score isn't quite as good as Chris Cardona's. And the speed, the 3-cone, and the shuttle department here, I don't think the 40-yard dash is actually not good at all for Cardona. So it's 2 guys that it looks like risky picks. They look like guys that want to believe in, but they also look like guys that can be a bronze type of growth thing. But at the same time, when you consider that, is it really that big of a deal? No, because we're looking for a 3rd wide receiver right now that can maybe grow to an 82, 83. We don't really need to have a guy that is, you know, top of the board here. But I would like, see, we have no picks, so we only have a fourth after this. That's where the problem comes. I'd like to be able to pick a couple players here. I really want to take a chance on a guy like Alex Lacey if we could, but if we only have a fourth left, that's going to be hard to do. So we might, you know, make this pick. We might trade away our fourth for a fourth and a fifth, or you know what? No, we're going to do it. We're going to take, man, to save Ben Holland. No, to wait for that. Max Lowell as well. We're going to take a chance. We don't do this very often. We rarely trade the pick away, but we're going to take a chance here and we're going to trade the pick away and see what that leaves us in the third round. I think we can make this work with the Chargers. That's who we was looking at here. Talked ourselves into this one, of course. The Chargers, they have 2 picks in the third. It's going to take this one and this one and this one. That is perfect. And then we're going to give you our second, and we're going to give you a 7th, I think, for 2028. I think that'll get us close. Yeah, very close. We're going to have to go 6th. All right. The only thing I'm scared about giving away the 6-4 is because I'm thinking about them linemen in the future. But we'll go 2nd, 6th. There you go. And that's not going to do it. So they're going to want a 7th as well. All right, we'll still want a 7th and take it. We don't want it. Not a big deal. It's all yours, San Diego. There you go. Oh, the Chargers are interested, but not the... Oh, you got to quit doing that to us, San Diego. You can't be doing it. We're all in now at this point, right? I mean, what are we going to do? We can't just change our minds now. We don't have a 5th. That's what they would like here is that 5th. I can't do a 5th, though, San Diego. What if we throw on our 4th? And what is your 4th? What does your 4th look like? Your 4th is 106. Our 4th is like right behind that. Dude, that's not going to work. We can go 5th. Our 4th, your 5th. And they don't want our 5th. That's not going to make the board any better, I don't think. God, it actually did. It made it relatively close. So we'll try that. And we'll throw on the 6th round pick. Will that get the job done? That was a mess. It's not. That didn't change anything. They want nothing to do with that 6th round pick. We got to find a way to get those 2/3. Is there a player on our team that is just laying around that we don't need, that we can just say, here, take him? Fant, you might be the guy. Boyle, you are definitely the guy. We'll try Smart. He's 26. I can't imagine they want him, but we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. They did want him. Oh, perfect. All right, take him. See you later, Smart. That'll work. I feel like we just messed something up there. And you know why? Because we added that extra pick on. I didn't even look. I don't even want to know. I'm afraid to look to see what we did there. Let's go ahead and do it, though. Skip ahead in the draft to the next user pick. Our next user pick. There we go. I feel like I just botched that. We'll look back when we re-edit the video, I guess. We'll figure it out. But here we go. Got a 3rd overall pick. What is left on our draft board? Oh, yeah, baby. We got some. Oh, somebody took our wide receiver, though. But they left our other wide receiver. That was key here. That's what we wanted to see. So we'll take Ben Holland. Kind of forced ourselves into this one, but that's where we'll go here. We'll take Ben Holland. I don't feel as bad now that it's a 3rd round pick compared to the 2nd. And Mystery 72. So it was still a good pick. He's still going to be a star, it looks like. So that's going to work out for us. Even though we didn't get our other guy, we did get Ben Holland. That'll work. Skip to the next pick. A pick that we pick rather quickly here. Again, should be easy pickings here. Got the guys we want under the board here. And we can look strong safety. That's an option. We can look running back, also an option. I like the reason we're looking running back, first of all, is because we have none right now. And we need to go out there and pick some up. And I guess that's probably still not going to happen here by the looks of it. I mean, look at that numbers, though. Look at that. A- on a stiff arm, ball carry, and break tackle. Looks like a young power back stud. We need more of an elusive type of guy. Max Lowell, though, you talk about him. Good combine numbers, pursuit, awareness, zone coverage. Decent numbers there. Not too shabby. I think we go with the depth here. We got to get a running back. We've seen what happens when you take the running backs and yours gets hurt. Oh, we turned injuries off. Who am I kidding? We don't have to see what happens. But we still have to have a running back that comes in and swaps in and out of plays and stuff for us there. But, man, I want to take a chance on Max Lowell. That strong safety, first zone coverage, C+, decent numbers. I mean, you want to see a little bit more decent, but to be the 3rd rounder, right, or in the 3rd round, you got to. He's 1st round potential in the 3rd round. Let's take him. Let's just do it and hope for the best. That was a terrible pick. It was terrible. Thank you for listening to what EA had to say about that. A 70 overall, advance to the next user pick. Hopefully, did we not have a pick? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, we didn't have a pick. Yeah, we totally botched that. Are you sure you want to quit? No, I don't want to quit. I want my next pick. All right, so we ended the draft. How did we mess that up? How in the heck did we manage to mess it up? We'll end up with 2 picks out of all of that. Okay, then. So we missed out on getting our play. I'm very upset about that, then. That's unfortunate, because I wanted to get our middle linebacker. I don't even remember his name now. We'll look back in the video and go and look him up. Maybe he's a free agent, but that's going to conclude this week's episode. Sorry for the terrible draft. We'll make it better. We went into the draft concerned. That was the thing. We went in thinking, man, should we just trade these picks away? Didn't feel good about the players, and that's the message. You don't feel good about the players in the draft, then don't take them. Otherwise, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.